Alright everyone, so today we got a fun one. Once again, game sent in by one of the Patreon supporters. We got an ARAM, and this is a bit of a special one, but before we dive in why exactly, let's introduce our two teams first. On the left we got the blue team with Ukiop on Garrosh, Gorkak on Tigers, Roland is playing Uther, we got Big Boy on Tyrael, always the Big Boy Tyrael plays, and Narenos on Ana. So basically they're playing a double front line with Uther and Ana as support, and Tigers as the only real damage dealer. As over on the right side we got the red team with Yale Homie on Diablo, Diggy on GulDan, Kek on Deckard Cain, Undead on Tassadar, and we got a double Deckard Cain with Iron playing the number 2 here. So the reason why this is actually going to be quite interesting is because GulDan disconnected right at the beginning of the game. So this is essentially a bot that is firing it up for the red team right now. And we're going to see how exactly he is going to perform here. So far, no talent chosen. Kind of typical when you're disconnecting. Again, bots don't take talents immediately. It's always a thought that they're trying to let you reconnect first and not pick some crappy talents for you. But there's already pressure against the red team. And oh, first blood right there as Yale Homie on Diablo gets eliminated. And GulDan, apparently, he wanted to make sure that Diablo does not die alone, so he jumped in there and sacrificed himself to make Diablo feel better. So, nice little move there. Quick reminder also, ladies and gentlemen, that if you want to support the stream, if you want to help us to save HOTS Esports, you can obviously become a Patreon supporter as well. This replay, in fact, was actually sent in by one, so you can head over to patreon.com/Khaldor, or you can just simply go down into the description below and click the link right there. It helps us to host tournaments. We've been now keeping the esports scene alive ever since Blizzard abandoned it completely. Keep in mind that this is really just more about supporting the tournament scene. I'm not really the best social media guy. I'm not updating a lot on that page, but again, I think in the last 7 years I've proven that I'm really delivering when it comes not only to the content here on YouTube, but also, of course, to the tournaments that we create. If you want to support those efforts, that's the best way to do it. Link, as mentioned before, is down in the description below. Now, in the game at hand, we got 2 kills now. The kill streak and aggression at the beginning has ebbed off just slightly. So far, GulDan not with any talents just yet, and the bot is still firing away here, trying to work some damage in. The blue team, to my knowledge, completely oblivious about what's happening here. But also a bit of a shout out to the red team that they actually fight this out. I mean, there's a lot of cases where other people would immediately start disconnecting or just fully going grief. But in this case, we have on both sides now the double support keeping everybody alive, or at least trying to. I guess the one advantage for the red team is that they actually have a double damage setup here. This key, it applies a little more pressure to Diablo as the solo frontliner, but with the 2 supports behind him, he can definitely pull something off. We now got on level 4 Life Leech in play, so a bit more sustained for him too. Diablo still alive and potion after potion. Deckard Cain would have never thought that at one point in his life he's going to try and keep the big bad evil alive. And he even has a clone for now. So we got the double Deckard, which is actually kind of funny to me. On level 1 for Tigers, we got Dash. He still went into his Master Assassin on level 4, which is a talent that obviously makes a whole lot of sense also in ARAMs. We talked a lot about the talent in the context of competitive play, that you're more reliant on the passive since it also helps you with Odin. But when you're using it in ARAM, the situation changes a little bit. Nice shot! Great play from Yale Homie, making sure that Garrosh gets eliminated straight into the tower range. Nicely done. But as I was about to say, in ARAMs it's a little bit different because usually they are very kill heavy, so you have a much higher chance of completing the quest in the first place. So you get multiple advantages through that. 3 kills, 2-1 right now. And Tyrael is also getting a little bit low over here. The battle now shifting towards the top of the map as the teams are slowly approach level 7. I mean, if GulDan at any point really starts taking talents and also comes in, he can get a lot of structure damage done, but instead the bot gets murdered once again, and yeah, this is starting to get a bit dicey. On level 7, the auto attack build is now continuing for the blue team, with Tigers going straight into the combat tactician. We're having also no talents taken on the side of Uther. Roland finally starting to make a couple of moves and is now picking his talents, but GulDan is still without any at all. So if anyone on the blue team side has just checked talent boards here, they should by now know that there's a bot on the other side, and they might actually start to target GulDan specifically. We got now the diabolical momentum for Diablo at the front. Tassadar with the beam alignment on level 7. And yep, it's going to be full aggression time from here on out as we are heading towards level 10, and that's when the real party is going to start up. A little bit of a drain here. Diablo again trying to create some opportunities. Can obviously also use Tassadar's wall as another tool to stun targets into. So this could be a real nice combo if Undead on Tassadar and Yelhomi are able to sync this up a little bit. So if Tassadar just keeps throwing out these walls and tease Diablo up, then they have a lot of opportunities to get stuns connected and maybe follow up on them. Mana at this point might start to become a little bit of an issue as well as this continues. Tigers with damage. I mean, Tigers is going to get tons and tons of damage in. He went into Master Assassin. You could make a good argument for the bigger they are, given that Diablo is the biggest threat up at the top. But the heals that we're getting from the dude Taggart are actually crazy. They're pretty much insane. Personally, for a situation like this, I'm also a big fan of going into In the Rhythm, especially given the situation that they're facing up against. You have a Garrosh too, so that should guarantee you a lot of stacks as Tigers, and would essentially give you an endless minigun, which in this situation could be really helpful. Another wall stun here, Garrosh in trouble. He died once already, but so far he's the one to be aggressive. Flips Diablo into the tower range, but thus far he's still doing absolutely fine. Blue team is going to hit level 10 just a bit sooner. We have 4 kills to 1 now in total, and GulDan has started to pick talent. So the bot by now at least going into a proper level 1 talent with the Pursuit of Flame. Let's see if we can actually complete that. And then on level 7 we get the Curse of Exhaustion. So that's, ooh, Tigers also not even going into Odin despite the level 4 talent, but wants to fully spec into auto attack and is therefore going into the drill on level 10. We get double Lulnado from Deckard Kane. Both of them are going Lulnado here. This is gonna be a fun one. And by now we got obviously Horrify as well, and we get Tassadar with the Black Hole. The aggression at the front, Ana with a lot of the pew pew pew. It's Deckard Kane that falls first in GulDan. The bot completes the quest, but dies a moment later. Quest complete, time to feed. So, at least able to complete the quest, so GulDan is going to be a bit more useful here. He's currently at 43,000 damage, which essentially matches GulDan and is higher than what we're seeing from Tigers on the blue team side. But it's still full bot plays that we're getting there. And the blue team is the one that is so far, at least on the kill side, getting the most. Nice Lulnado! But not enough follow-up from the Deckard Canes and the two damage dealers to make anything happen. GulDan just YOLOing straight into the blue team and gets punished a moment later. So he's gone. GulDan eliminated. The man spends more time in the Nexus than on the actual battlefield at this point in time. But we also have Garrosh going a little bit too deep and he might get punished for that. Tassadar's at least trying, but is so far missing out on that kill. 1 level advantage now for the blue team, and once again the flip from Diablo, but he's also dropping a bit low here. The two Deckards with just potion after potion. Level 20 could actually be insane for the red team, let's just be honest about that. Here's the Horrify. Damn, the bot with the big plays. And the big boy's in trouble. Gets out, GulDan gets killed again. Oh, this does not bode well for the rest of the game here. Oh, how many times did he actually die? 5 times already. The Horrify was good, but then the follow-up just was lacking. They had a chance to take Tyrael down and they didn't. Now the drill is in play as Tigers drops it quickly. 50,000 damage for him. Diablo once again jumping through this. And everybody just turned into a pirate in that last fight. I went full trying to get some hits in. The gap in experience now being widened. The blue team is actually pulling ahead here. On level 13 we now get, that's the stuff for Tigers. And one of the problems I'd say, oh, Judgment! And another kill against GulDan. Yeah, he's very quickly turning from GulDan into GulDan. This guy is just dropped non-stop. 9 kills to 1 and GulDan is just getting farmed. Oh, and Tassadar gets the heals! He's still alive somehow. Can he actually make it out? There's a good chance now. And we have just Lulnados everywhere. But they still get Tassadar. So that's kill number 10 for the blue team. They're looking really good here. It's actually kind of crazy that we're now 8-9 minutes into the game and basically not a single tower has been eliminated. So they still need to take those down too. They go for Diablo again. Horrify gets used by GulDan, more of a defensive tool by the bot now. Went on level 13 straight into the health stone. And we get also the super healing potions here for Deckard Cain as Diablo gets targeted and killed again. Well, he had his soul stacked up, so he'll be back in just a moment. But the kill count is definitely heavily in favor of the blue team now. 12-2-2. It's kind of nasty. At least they were able to kill Tychus over here, so that's the second kill for the red team. But it's a full 2-level gap between the teams now. The one thing that you can very much so accuse the blue team of though, is that they are not getting a whole lot for these kills. They haven't really... Their composition doesn't lend itself to it either, but they don't really have an opportunity to capitalize on these kills by pushing for structures and take them down and destroy some of these forts. And that's a bit of a problem. You need to really pull ahead in a situation like this to make sure that you're capitalizing on these advantages before your opponent is able to negate them. And that is the big threat right here, of course, for the blue team. We got the sizzling attacks for Tychus. And on the side of the red team, maybe an opportunity to go for Tychus. I mean, he was really asking for it. If GulDan dropped a good Horrify there, was on cooldown to be honest, that could have been an interesting one. But they're starting to get the aggression going against two of the frontliners. Garrosh in particular is in trouble. There's the Horrify. That one was sexy, but the heals are just too much. Ana plus Uther doing overtime on the blue team side to keep everybody in play. Now it's a full choke point situation. Deckard Cain is alive, and so is Diablo. The evil is still in play. GulDan gets attacked again. He's dead, and so is Dibbles. Kill number 13 and 14. Number 15, the blue team on an absolute tear right now. Crushing through it, moving in for the fort, and this seems to spiral out of control completely for the red team. It obviously also leads to a huge amount of stacks that we're seeing for Tychus on level 4, so he's only 2 stacks short of completing his quest and then getting the extra attack speed, which is going to make him even more of a menace. Already we're seeing him at 70,000 damage, very high up there. GulDan, despite all his deaths, now sitting at 7, he's at 72,000 damage and just dies again. Comes out, dies immediately. They really need to kind of ping him a little bit, try and keep him in the back a bit more. He's just frontlining too hard, trying to show everybody at the blue team his ugly mug, and they are not really scared. They just use it as opportunities to get more kills. Tassadar with more hits, but just not enough to get a kill connected here. That's the problem. And Diablo trying to tee up a few opportunities here. Tassadar is getting mad amount of damage in. It's just like AoE galore, but he needs to have proper follow-ups from somebody like GulDan in order to make this work, and this is just not happening. They lose Diablo, they lose Deckard Cain, the quest is completed for Tychus. He's absolutely crushing it here. The grenade to the face of Tassadar, which eliminates the Protoss too. All the Terrans rejoicing as GulDan gets dropped for the 9th time. And with the fort now gone, the blue team is starting to drop the wall at the keep. They have level 20, and it is a 4-level advantage right now. So they're 4 levels ahead, and they're really trying to end this quickly. We got, on the side of Tyrael, the upgrade with the Angel of Justice. Same true for Ana as she went into Deadeye. But with the keep falling, this is the last remaining fountain that is standing here. So they're losing all of their sustainabilities. Now, to be fair, we have a double support in play, but still, at some point, you're going to likely run out of mana, depending on how things go. For now, though, GulDan in trouble again. Apocalypse is being used. Here comes the black hole. GulDan is still alive, and Tychus is gone. Maybe now with the damage dealer eliminated, they have a chance here. GulDan gets eliminated, turning this into a 4 versus 4. But Roland gets currently laser. Tassadar wants the kill, and they get it. They take down Uther. He does not have redemption. He went straight into the Divine Hurricane after Divine Storm. So now they got a shot at Garrosh, and they want him to. Garrosh is going to be dropped here. Finally a couple of kills for the red team, and it gave them also a huge chunk in experience. Garrosh still alive, by the way. Ana with the heals. Eventually he should be falling. But there's also Tyrael with a shield. But, of course, there's going to be too much attacking. There's no way he survives this, is there? Especially since Deckard Cain zoned out Ana a bit. So there's the kill against Garrosh. They're trying for Tyrael. And all of this are huge chunks of experience that they're now all of a sudden getting. Really closing that gap and getting very close to level 20. And that's going to be a huge opportunity for two Deckard players as well, of course. So here's level 20. GulDan with the demonic circle. Oh, that bot. And then on the other side, we have Tassadar going into Kalar's gift right there. more spell power, also benefiting, of course, the Deckards. And we have one of them going into the bottomless flask, and the other one coming in with the perfect gems over here. So one bottomless flask in play. Here comes the Divine Storm. Drill is on the ground. Tychus went earlier into the bob and weave. But now there's momentum. The red team is trying to fight back now. They're trying to make it happen, and they're attempting to go for the fort. 21 kills to 6 is still a massive lead for the blue team. But maybe there's an opportunity now. GulDan gets targeted again by the blue team, but this time he actually survives. Hellgate being used, Apocalypse already out. Diablo trying to bully them a bit at the front, but is getting heavily attacked and needs to fall back, and gets finally murdered. Nearly 100,000 damage now for Tychus. Tacita has already crossed that threshold a long time ago and is sitting at 123,000, and he is fighting tooth and nail, but they are aiming for him. He drops Tychus, still alive. So many potions on the ground, it's ridiculous. GulDan falls, but potion after potion is getting dropped here. The two Deckards working overtime, one of them finally eliminated, but Tacita is still in play. Diablo is back. Tacita could try and do a bit more damage here, as Tychus is about to jump straight into the 100k. Well, dead for now, but back in 20 seconds. But the red team still on the move back. They did damage on the blue team's fort, but they weren't able to take it out yet. So Tacita, they need to keep him alive. That's absolutely crucial here for their defense, and the blue team knows it. They're aiming for him directly. They're not starting to attack the core. They could actually work a little bit of damage in here. I really think if they would just keep that up, they had a chance. Diablo able to take down Tyrael, who's going to explode onto the core. That's 89% right now. The blue team still not targeting it directly. They still think they can win the team fight and then snowball it to the structure immediately. But it might have been beneficial for them to just nibble away at the hit points on the main structure. We now got Diablo back to 77 stacks, so he's soon going to be fully stacked and has a second life. But Garrosh falls. Here comes the Apocalypse. Zones them out a little bit. We got the drill on the ground. And the red team is trying to defend as best as they can and slowly push this back. GulDan bot obviously with us too. Haven't really seen any Demonic Circle used just yet, but well. 52 stacks for Tyrael, should probably point that out too. In level 1 he's been really doing okay and getting a huge amount of regeneration. Given that they are already running 2 supports, 2 healers, that's going to be massive. And there's the back door. Oh yeah, they're going for it. The wall is immediately revealing them. The fort is about to fall, but somebody needs to head back. Diablo gets actually sniped by the fort and Ana. And here's the attack against the core. Diablo back to business. And hello, team. Where are you going? What? Dude! Massive L over there. Somebody didn't pay attention and just clicked the minimap. El homie finally realizes what's going on, and then Tacita comes in, but the core is down to 65%. Uther and Tyrael not really the best damage dealers when it comes to a structure attack. Tyrael gets very quickly punished for his sins and explodes over. Nice horrify. Oh, GulDan is back! GulDan is back, ladies and gentlemen! GulDan reconnected. It only took him 17 minutes, but he is back in the game and immediately celebrates that reconnect by dying. Instantly gone. GulDan back to business, and he's now sitting at 12 deaths. But the defense, they are trying everything here. 65% on the core. Uther is getting eliminated, and now they're trying again for Garrosh. Could still maybe make an argument for trying to just attack the core directly if you're that deep in enemy territory already. There's definitely opportunities here, but they're not doing that. The core's still at 65%, and of course, the red team is throwing everything they have against them. So with huge attacks here. Now GulDan, he is dead and had just a couple of seconds to maybe, you know, come back into the game. Check the talents that he's picked. Think a little bit about what to do here. For example, I would really like to see some Demonic Circle usage. I would really love that. I mean, if you're already in a spot where you have that as a talent, then at least utilize it a little bit. But so far, it doesn't seem like we're going to get any action in that sense. Tyrael is apparently just going for some backdooring. And keep in mind, even if he dies, even if he just gets a couple of auto attacks in, his explosion always does decent damage. It's 5% roughly that you're taking off the opponent's core. That's actually going to be big if you can set that up. By now, though, we're having Tychus trying to do the same thing. So it seems like the blue team is just now full on in, hey, we're going to backdoor this mode. The drill right there, yeah, takes 4% off, gets a little bit more damage in. Blue team is throwing everything against them. but the death timers are obviously rising, and that's a problem. With 58% on the core right now, I made the argument before, I think they could have had this much, much lower if they didn't fight right underneath the core. But given the kill count at the time and the way the game was going, I don't think they ever thought that this would become a situation that they have to face. By the way, we have a demonic circle right now, so GulDan is starting to use things. Big stun coming out from Uther. They're trying to go for Deckard Cain once again. Apocalypse already in. Horrify being used, and there's the wall stun. Uther goes down. And that's another kill as they are pushing the rest of the blue team into a corner. Tyrael is able to jump out. Garrosh, on the other hand, just doesn't have that mobility and gets crushed a second later. 167,000 damage by now from Tassadar. We got GulDan at 122k and Tychus on the blue team side with 130,000. Huge, by the way, also the damage that we're getting from Garrosh. That bad boy is sitting at 111,000 damage. That is nasty business. So blue team's Garrosh, absolutely huge for them. Ana hasn't died even once in this entire game and has absolutely absurd healing numbers with 160,000 here. So yeah, she is going nuts as well. The keep in the mid lane for the blue team is about to fall though, and that's a problem. So the red team with GulDan reconnecting in a position where they think, boys, we can still do this. We can pull this off. They take the keep out, they make that happen, and they try to push for the core, but the defense is ready. Oh, well, why is it? Because Tychus gets crushed, drops his drill, and falls a second later, and that's, of course, a disaster for the blue team. All of a sudden, I think they're realizing that they might actually lose this game after all. That's one of the reasons why earlier they went so desperately for very late backdoor attempts. Could have done that a bit sooner. Tyrael is coming in! Where's the demonic circle? Yeah, none of that happening right now. And here comes the next big stun from Uther as they are hoping to follow the GulDan kill up with another one against Deckard Cain. The two supports, absolutely obscene, of course, as well, what they've been doing for the red team. But now the fight still raging on over here. Seems like Tassadar might actually fall. Tries to get away. Potions everywhere. It's insane. 2 Deckards, and it's just potions galore with one of them going for the bottomless flask. But eventually Tassadar dies, gets killed again by Tychus, who just respawned and is now trying to clean up the red team. Ana rushing away here, 29 kills to 16 at this point in time. We're looking at 45 kills, 20 minutes deep. Another massive stun, and Diablo now in trouble. He's fully stacked, but he might fall here. Mana's running low on everyone, basically. And, yep, there's another Lulnado as we speak. Iron trying to get out, and Deckard Cain gets crushed here. They go for the last one. Keck isn't making it either. That leaves only Diablo. And, well, he dies too, but at least he was stacked. So this is just Tyrael, chasing GulDan. 32 to 16 kills. It's absolutely insane. Look at the damage numbers here. Tassadar is going to finish this game with more than 200,000 euro damage. It's absolutely crazy. Tyrael went a little bit too deep and thought himself invulnerable, apparently. Was very quickly proven that that's not the case. Diablo has to be super careful now. He has no supports behind him. Him dying is a problem because, again, he's not stacked, and here comes the blue team. They think they got this now. And they might, with Tassadar dying, they might actually have the game now. 53%, a massive back and forth so far. But Garrosh, careful, boys. What is happening? What is going on right now? Tychus is griefing, doesn't even attack the core, just decides that it's not the time. And then Uther is about to die too. Garrosh has already been eliminated. The catapults need to be kept away from the core, of course. We're now 23 minutes into the game, so they would wreck this thing within seconds. But that's insane! They had so many kills, and they weren't able to go for the core. They took 2% off or something along those lines. That is just nuts. 34 to 18 kills. We're at level 26 right now. Tyrael is going for camps. They're actually trying to get... Oh, they got the Lulnado! They need the rest of the team. Don't inform mercenary camp 24 minutes into this. Hellgate from Diablo. Everybody in the corner. Where's that Horrify? There it is. It's Horrify time, baby. Tyrael steals the camp though, but they might still be able to get a kill. Uther is in trouble, gets wall stunned and crushed. Uther is gone, and now they're just ganging up on the next target. The Ghost is still in play, but for how long, that's the question. Finally gone as they're turning their attention towards GulDan again, to Garrosh again, who's at 150,000 damage. Absolutely crazy stuff over here, but they are able to take him down. And now Tyrael again, desperate apparently to make it to the core and explode on the core. It's not a bad strategy. If he would have done that over and over again, I think they would have won the game here. But he didn't. What are you doing, dude? Explode on the core. What is going on here? Oh, you could have just get a couple of auto attacks in as well. 3% is what he takes off. But the game is now all over the place. It's all about vision, positioning, and trying to get to a good spot. The blue team is desperate. They're absolutely falling apart here. And it seems like Anna is going to die for the first time too. She's still on the run. Deckard Cain is like, boys, let's go. I gotta. The old man, you know, he wants to hit the granny with a stick right there. And he's just going for it. The rest of the team is pushing a little bit. And there it is. Anna is finally gone. 209,000 healing from her. Fight over on the left side. It's a 3 versus 2. What a game. 25 minutes deep. Diablo dies again. He was stacked. He'll be back. But still, can the red team bring this to a conclusion? Can they push through here? It's an insane ARAM. 57 kills right now. It's just absolutely out of this world. Garrosh once again coming in with his deadly calm. Damage that he's getting out, but he is getting targeted more and more and dies as GulDan is able to get a double kill against the 2 frontliners. Garrosh and Tyrael are gone, and now it's cleanup time. The full 5-man is here. Beautiful little nado, and then Diablo following up on this with a quick stun. They have a shot at the core now, and especially with GulDan, they got lots of damage, of course, and they're bringing it into play. 200,000 damage for GulDan as well. Tacit are definitely the top dog when it comes to the damage numbers, but here comes the red team on their way to potential victory. Everybody in the blue team is throwing what they have against them in an attempt to defend, but these guys know how to right-click the core, and they take it. That's gonna be game. The red team with a huge comeback after playing for 17 minutes with a bot. They are able to claim victory here. Nicely done. GG and well played.